welcome to a fun little game that I only own because of our Grand Empress Pie here. Yeah, this is Stardew Valley. It's a very Harvest Moon-like game. It's very fun. I really enjoy it a lot. Can you hear me alright? The music's kind of loud on my end, so I don't know if it's turned down enough in the panel. Music's not usually too loud, but anyways. So what we're going to do with this one is, as you can see, I went ahead and assigned my hairstyle, hair color, and eye color. And I put in my name. But this is where the specialness is going to begin. Because you're going to pick the rest of this. To start with, we need a name. Well, to start with, let's figure out what farm we're getting. As you can see on the right here, there are 5 types of farms. We've got the standard farm, which is pretty much what it sounds like. It's just a bunch of open space we can use. We've got the Riverland farm, which is your farm is spread across several islands and scenic riverbanks. Fish are more common here than usual. That's also what it sounds like. Basically, our farm is split up into islands that's floating on the ocean, and we can fish in there. We can get a whole bunch of fish. We've got the forest farm, which basically what this is it cuts down our space, but it gives us stuff that we would normally have to go foraging in the forest for. There's a special area you can only get when you have upgraded your axe, and items from that area will actually spawn in this forest farm. So we'll just generate that and other foraging items. The Hilltop Farm. Rocky terrain and a winding river make it difficult to design your farm. However, a mineral deposit provides mining opportunities. What this means is that there's just a large part of our farm that is solely rocks and ore deposits, and we can break these daily to get ores without having to go in the mines. And the final one is the Wilderness Farm, which there's plenty of good land here, but beware, at night the monsters come out. If you didn't notice that this game has a combat element to it. There's actually weapons, stats, and monsters. You can't like permanently die, but you do lose stuff if you get knocked out, so you want to avoid that. With this, we will actually have monsters spawning on our farm, which is a little bit problematic, because monsters are actually fairly tough, and we're not going to get any kind of weapons until a decent way through spring, I believe it is. Also, a rather tough, unique monster spawns on the Wilderness Farm. As far as I'm aware, the monsters don't actually hurt your crops any, so you don't really have to worry about it in that sort of way, but it's an interesting. It's interesting. So, which of these farms do you want to go with? I have done the standard farm and I have done the forest farm. I have not actually touched any of the other farms. But, there's certain stats in this game. There's farming, fishing, foraging, mining, and combat. There might be another one I'm forgetting, but basically each of these farms focuses on that one stat, and that stat, it's not, we're not limited to it, it's easier to raise on that farm, basically, is the idea. We're gonna be raising all of the stats, so don't worry about that. It's just basically like with the fishing, we can fish at our own doorstep. We don't have to go down the ocean to fish or whatever. Okay, so we got 1 vote for Riverside. Any other votes? Okay. Is that a bit better? I'll probably actually turn it down in the menu when I can get into the menu, but I can't do that right now, so we'll have to do that for the moment. Yeah, 1 vote for Riverside, 1 vote to turn down the music. other votes on the farm type we use? Because if not, we're gonna go Riverside. But for Hilltop, personally. All right, let me see if I got a coin around here. What do you guys got? I don't think I have a coin. Do one of you guys have a coin? You can flip a coin. We'll figure out which one to go with. I've got. Hang on. I found an Agumon. I didn't find a coin, but I found my Agumon doll. Does that count? Here, Agumon, you can sit with me. You can farm with me. We'll both play Stardew together. Alright. Since you have not seen it, I will vote for Riverside, or Riverland then. That will be the decider there. Alright, so next, animal preference. Do we want a cat or do we want a dog? They don't really do anything. It's just, would you rather see a cat or would you rather see a dog? Sadly, Digimon is not an option. Or I would pick that, but... Kitty vote? I would literally pay money to buy a Digimon farming game where it's literally just Harvest Moon, but in the digital world, and you have a Digimon as a friend. I would gladly pay for that. Alright, kitty it is. So what's the farm's name gonna be? I don't actually know what the character limit for this is, but it's fairly big. You got a pretty big character limit because it's on PC. Agumon still smells like my dryer sheet. That's kind of surprising. I thought it would have worn off by now. I can give... Like, I can give a suggestion if you guys aren't sure about the farm names, but it's probably gonna be stupid if I do. Alright, let me see. That'd be my suggestion since we're in a river area. Waterfall or Whitewater Farm. You like Waterfall? Alright, Waterfall it is. So what's our favorite thing? This doesn't really have much of an effect. It affects one thing in the game that I know of. And that's about it. Money. I like money. Considering what, okay, let me clarify a little bit. What this will affect determines the taste of something. I don't really think we want a reputation for eating coins. That's probably not something we should go with. No, we are not eating money! We are not going to be coin eaters. Pizza works for me. What about, that sound good? Not pizza. A pizza is something different. I'd love to know how you eat music. That actually sounds kind of fascinating. Alright, so there's one last thing. We can change what shirt we're wearing. There's actually quite a few options. So I'm leaving it up to you what my clothing will be. I'm kind of going slow, or trying to, so you can see what the numbers of the shirts are. There's actually quite a few of them. I'm kind of surprised there's so many. This is, again, just a cosmetic change, but we'll be wearing this throughout the entire game. You don't ever change clothing. So, pick what you like. I personally like the ones with the big old, like, leather coats myself. I forgot how many of these there were. Dang. I wonder if they added some new ones with the update. They're all t-shirts, but just what they have, like, different colors and different styles to them. A couple of them have, like, big coats. A couple of them are low cut. Dang! There were not this many when I played last. There is not a no shirt option. They're just very close to the, my skin color. Well, I can't really complain about the customization in this game. I mean, look at this. Okay, seriously? Hold on here. There we go. There's 112 total. Dang, they really added a lot. Like, this one is, this one's got a brown old duster coat. Which, I always kind of like. Alright, so let's take a look at the ones that, Oreo has listed here. So there's 29. Just a t-shirt with a heart. I'm not quite sure what this is, but I like it. Alright. Okay, since 86 is on both, we'll go with 86. I can't hold the button down, I gotta click it. Looks like I got a little kerchief, that's so cute. No one farms like Gaston? I'd be kind of frightened to see Gaston as a farmer. Oh, I guess we can't change the pants. I thought we could. Oh, we can change the color. So I'm gonna darken it up some, but we'll leave it like that. Alright, so accessories. How many we got? Okay, we got 20, so this is easier. I am ruling out facial hair. So we've got gold earrings, silver earrings, weird thick glasses. I guess that's supposed to be lipstick. It looks like I just have a permanent open mouth. He just punches the ground and there's a hole. Yeah, sounds about right. Glasses again. Eyebrows, apparently. Some kind of weird mask. More glasses. A scarf to go with our kerchief. Sunglasses. A blue scarf. See, actual, like, glasses that you can see through. And a duck bell. And of course, none is an option. So what do you think? Let's go with none then. Alright. And that's everything. Alright, just making sure I had that selected. So that is everything. So we are ready to go. It's Santa! What are you doing here, Santa? Oh, it's our grandfather. It's not Santa. This is good. This is still good. On his deathbed, he's giving us an envelope and not that rockin' cutlass above the fire. Seriously, Grandpa, why do you have a cutlass over your fireplace? Also, is someone else in that bed with him? Because the side by the window looks very suspect. Also, something when modern day becomes too tough. Look in the envelope. This is actually quite sweet of Grandpa. And just sad that we have to give it on his deathbed. No, Grandpa, don't die! You are our best Santa grandfather. See, I think it's called the JoJo Corporation. It's basically Trump Industries. Soulless, terrible, and spirit-crushing. Also, we are either on a very tiny chair or so much smaller than everyone else. Oh, it is Joja. I always read that as Jojo. But yeah, apparently we work in this horrific place. So let's take a look at what Grandfather left us. Dear Nix, if you're reading this, you must be in dire need of a change. The same thing happened to me long ago. I'd lost sight of what mattered most in life. Real connections with other people and nature. So I dropped everything and moved to the place I truly belong. I've enclosed the deed to that place. My pride and joy, Waterfall Farm! It's located in Stardew Valley on the southern coast. It's the perfect place to start your new life. This was my most precious gift of all, and now it's yours. I know you'll honor the family name, my dear. Good luck. Love, Grandpa. Was there a skeleton? I missed that. P.S. If Lewis is still alive, say hi to the old guy for me, will you? I didn't see a skeleton. I'll have to look back at that. But yeah, so grandfather gave us his farm. We inherited the farm from Pop Pop. And we're slowly driving. Hey look, a birdie! I could see them leaving a skeleton there. That's an interesting sound for a bus. Oh hey! It's a lady named Robin. Are you hiding behind the text box, Robin? Is that where you are? Yes, she was hiding behind the text box. So welcome to our farm, though we're not getting a good look at it yet. Oh, for some reason it's not capitalized here. I don't know why. The farm's also a mess. It's a total pigsty. But apparently Grandpa hasn't been here for a while, so I mean, I don't know what we expected. It's a nice little house, though. It's a lot better than what we usually get in Harvest Moon games. Hi, Mayor Lewis. Also, yeah, the town is called Pelican Town, so it's Pelican Town and Waterfall Farm and Stardew Valley. It's a little odd, but oh well. Excuse me. Yes? Isn't this something we should have established over the phone? I don't know, I really like the starting house. It's a lot less garbage dumpy than what you usually get in Harvest Moons, as I've said. I just a little rude pop up. You actually do want to watch the sprites, because they're actually quite expressionate, and the fact they're hidden under the text box is kind of unfortunate. Don't worry, Robin, we'll be buying everything we can get from you. Unfortunately, we were not going to have a choice in what he just said there. The one major issue I have with this game is that, the one major issue I have with this game is that, how can I put it? There are certain things that will require us to talk to people, like this first quest we're going to get. Requires us to talk to every character in the town at least once. We can only do this in the town. If we attempt to do this, like, during a festival, it won't count. It won't let us do it, and it's really stupid. It's really stupid, and I really hate it. But it's fairly minor, at least. So as you can see, we actually got... This is actually a unique look to the house. You don't we start with an anchor, a map, and a little boat over here. You don't start with all of this if you choose different house types. Oops. Yeah, you can pick stuff up and move it around at will. One thing you have to keep in mind is that time passes even inside. It does the new the new Harvest Moon thing. And it's just meh. Yeah, they do give you a lot of starter seeds. All right, so for the TV, this is what we have: the weather report, which tells us the weather for the next day. I need to stop doing that. We have the fortune teller, who well, we'll talk about this a little bit later. This has an effect on something we can't get at yet. And we have living off the land, which gives scavenging tips. And these tips are actually very good. Basically, it's basically if you don't know how to play Harvest Moon, those give you tips. There is one other there's one other channel we cannot quite get to yet. So we'll tackle that when that comes up. But first, let's take a look around the house. So we have a big old lake up here north behind our house. Look on the farm, pardon, but if we go up here, we exit out into the rest of the area properly. This is going to be a little, I'm going to have to clear some space to get through. Yes, we have a cave over here. There's nothing in it yet, but it'll become clear soon enough what that's for. This is a greenhouse, but it's broken to all crap right now, so there's not really anything we can do with it. Over here is a shrine. What is this? That's a little bit intimidating there, Grandpa. So apparently our dead grandfather's going to come back, in spring of our 3rd year. Because, you know, that's not immensely terrifying or anything. But moving on. You can actually drop things in the water. You don't really get penalized for it unless you're actively throwing trash in the water, from what I recall. But be careful. So we got that island here. We've got this island here. Yes, exploring is a little bit problematic right now. I don't actually have a hammer. I don't think I do. No, I don't actually have a hammer. So I can't... Oh wait, I don't need a hammer. That's a different game. I have a pickaxe, which is what you need for stones, pardon me. Yes, we got a little island up there, we got a little island up there, we've got a little island down here. There's a frog. Frog! And we've got an island over here. So as you can see, we have space, it's just very, very spread out. We got a spot down here. That down there goes into, that down here goes into this section down here. So as you can see, we've got 3 ways out of the farm. We can go north, east, or south, and that goes south. So this is Waterfall Farm. It's kind of a shithole. Unfortunately, since Grandpa was sick, he just kind of let the farm go. Also, I need to... Give me a minute to reshuffle a couple things here. So yeah. So our first order of business is going to be trying to get this place cleaned up. We do want to do that quest we got to talk to people. It actually already counts Robin and Lewis as met. Because we talked to them in the intro, we don't have to talk to them again. They'll have different dialogue if we go talk to them, but we don't need to. And then we want to cultivate and harvest the parsnips. But yeah, the very first thing we're going to be doing here is we really need to get this place cleaned up. It's a really nice farm, but it is so covered in debris. We need space to work with. I need my cords to not go on my mouse pad. So we're at least gonna clear out our starting island here. And yes, the fiber we're getting will actually matter. There is crafting in this game. There's actually significant crafting in this game, as you can see. That will come into play a little bit later. We will get recipes as we level up. Oh, actually, I can show that now. So we have farming, mining, foraging, fishing, and combat for skills. We will actually get new recipes for crafting as we level up each of these stats. So, like, if we level up farming, we'll start getting new crafting materials relating to help with farming, mining, foraging, fishing. It's all stuff like that. The thing about it is notice how you have these two big squares here? This is for 5 and this is for 10. At 5, there are 2 branching paths for each skill, and you pick which branching path you want to go to. And then when you get to 10, that path you're on has 2 additional abilities you can pick from. So it's actually quite interesting. You can actually develop farmers where they're completely different from each other. And again, that's another of those, we'll see those when we get to that point, things. But keep that in mind, that there are 2 branching paths and then 2 skills for each path. Alright, so first things first, let's get this section cleaned up. Because we probably want to actually, like, start doing the whole... We should probably do the whole farmer thing, right? And probably plant some seeds here. So let's get this section down here cleaned up. Also, you can destroy weeds with about any tool, but I prefer using the scythe. Alright, we got this cleaned up. We got, what, 15 of them? So we need 15. Just so you know that, targeting is a little bit... 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, targeting is a little bit wonky in this game. You can't entirely, it's a little hard sometimes to tell where you're actually going to hit when you swing something. Because, and sometimes your character, even if you have the mouse facing the right direction, they might turn around. It's just kind of odd. So for watering, we can, like any other harvest moon, we can water before we plant seeds. Also notice that it's already 2 o'clock, about. Time actually passes fairly quickly in this game. So that's something to keep in mind. Also, one interesting thing I like is that you actually get these very distinct squares when you're putting down anything, whether it's seeds like this or if it's stuff in your house or stuff on your farm. You get those very distinct squares to tell you where you can and cannot place things. We can also fertilize, but we can't do that quite yet. I don't want to do that until we have a little something else to help us out with that. So we're just gonna clean up. This is actually our pets area. Your cat or dog stays here, and you can use your watering can to fill up the little bowl. It doesn't really do anything. Also, you can fill your watering can from any section. We're apparently on a freshwater river here, but yeah, I can see it. Don't worry. I like pushing myself all the way to as low as I can get without suffering consequences, because it makes actually getting things done fairly simple. And the game does give you, frog! The game does give you very noticeable warning when you start getting into danger levels on your energy. But our energy is going to be fairly crap for quite a while. There is, like the other Harvest Moon games, there are ways to raise our stamina. We're just not gonna have access to those for quite a while. Yeah, see over here, because you're starting to feel exhausted. That's about the point you want to stop. Luckily, you do not immediately pass out in this game, believe it or not. When you get to basically critical levels of when you get to basically critical levels of energy, you actually slow to a walk. Like, you can only walk, you can't run anymore. Excuse me. You can't run anymore, which is a pretty good indicator you need to stop doing things now and go to bed. Alright, so the first thing you might notice is we don't have a lot of inventory space here. My inventory is almost full just by what we've started with and what we've picked up. So what we want to do is make a chest. Also, if you look up here, we can change the chest to any color we want. So vote on whatever color you want this chest to be. But we're just going to go ahead and make this chest to just dump basically everything we get in for the moment. Because we're not going to have the inventory space to deal with stuff for a while. So we don't that's about all we can do. It's actually kind of late, so there's not really a lot of point to trying to go find people tonight. Yes, you can. That was me hitting the chest. You can't actually pick the chest up if there's stuff in it. You have to take the stuff out first. There's the light blue, though. How's that look? Also, for some reason, the music just kind of died. It does that sometimes. I still don't know why. It just does. Alright. We'll go with light blue, then. Yeah, we've got coal, which we'll be dealing with later. We've got wood, which we're going to need a whole bunch of. We got fiber, which will be useful later. We've got stone, which we're also going to need a whole bunch of. We've got mixed seeds, which I'll talk about in a minute, and we've got sap, which is... Nah. I don't remember using sap for a lot of things. But mixed seeds are kind of interesting in that you plant them and it gives you a random crop for the season you're in. I think it can do either I think it's all wild crops. I don't think you can get like purchased crops for it, but it's still kind of interesting. Also, we've got mail. A dude named Willie sent us some mail. Apparently, if we go to the beach, he'll have a present for us. Oh yeah, the big seeds are actually quite useful if you have the space or you don't want to go foraging or whatever. I just don't really use them a lot because I prefer using space for actual crops. Interesting thing about this game is you can walk on almost every single crop you plant. Doesn't matter. Game doesn't care. So you can actually plant them very close together if you want without any kind of negative effects. Just keep in mind that some, like the grapes, use poles and you cannot walk through those. Well, since Willie said he had something for us, let's actually go see if we can, let's actually go see about the rest of the game. Because we got our crops planted, so... this is foraging. Which, I know, big shocker, picking stuff up is foraging. Also, this is a minecart we can't use because it's out of order. This is a bus we can't use because it's out of order. This is kind of a crappy town. But yeah, we can pick up stuff all over the place. If it looks like you can pick it up, you probably can. Like so. So this is the main part of Pelican Town here. We have a clinic, which you can come in here for health, and if you pass out or get knocked out, that's where you go. We've got, that's help wanted. Basically, people can post quests for us. People can post, quests for us, which we can do for, various rewards. I don't usually bother with them because the quests have very, very tight time limits. Usually it's only 2 days. So if you don't already have it on hand, there's not a lot of point to doing it. You don't get anything special from it that I recall either, so... This is Pierre's. It's our general store. And this is telling us when it's closed. I think if I look at this... Okay, the game won't let me look at that. That's fine. Anyways, that's Pierre's. We actually have a saloon. with, like, actual alcohol. This is a jerkbag named Shane. One thing I want to point out is, you notice this little thing down here? This actually tells us, what our heart ranking with this specific character is. Shane is actually, a bachelor. You can actually get married to him if you want. Which, we'll talk about that in a bit. But, yeah, Shane is a bachelor, so you can mouse over that little pop-up. These are just houses. People live here. That's the sewer system. We can't go in that. I know, it's heartbreaking. We can't go into the sewer, right? This is Mayor Lewis's house up here. That's the graveyard. Yes, we have booze and graveyards. This game isn't quite as kid-friendly. Over here is the museum. It's called the Archaeology Office, but it's the museum. We can actually donate stuff we get to this museum. Here is Clint's place. He's a blacksmith, and he is actually here. So we're going to talk to Clint. This is still the same. So you can't quite tell by mouse over, but I'll show you when we've done talking to everybody what we can really do. But yeah, this is Clint. He's kind of shy. Like I said, he's our blacksmith for the game. So he will when we get the ability to get ore and stuff, we'll come here. Here is the Borg. I mean, Jojo Mart. Seriously, that is so creepy. That right there, it just freaks me out. So you go in here to Jojo Mart, and that's actually Shane up there. He works here. This is a poor dead-eyed clerk, but we can buy stuff from her. One thing you need to keep in mind is that Jojo Mart and Pierre are actually rivals. Jojo Mart sells stuff for, I believe, cheaper than Pierre does, but they always sell Pierre's stock a day after he sells it. I personally prefer to get from Pierre. Here's Morris. He's creepy. If we come here with 5,000 gold, we can join Jojo Mart as a member. And that actually has a very significant effect on the game. Which, again, I'll talk about that in a little bit. But here's just some more of the town. You can come up here to fish. You have to stop here, though. Yeah, Walmart the Cult is basically a really good way to describe Jojo Mart, but I still like calling it Trump Industries. But yeah, there's the Jojo Mart. Basically, everybody hates it, because it's running all the businesses out. Oh, here's some more people. We have Jody. We have a girl named Emily. If they had zombies, I'd probably call them very Umbrella-esque. They don't make weapons of mass destruction. That's about the best thing I can say for them. So Emily there is a waitress. Here we have Miss Evelyn, who's a nice old lady. Like, she's seriously a really nice old lady. She's a sweet, sweet thing, and I really like her. This is Maru. She's a nurse. This is Harvey. He's a doctor. That's a really weird flu poster with a elementary school-esque logo. Oh, here is Marnie. I don't like her sprite very much. I find her sprite just looks very off, but she's absolutely cute. Look at that. She's also a very sweet person. Here we have Abigail, who doesn't have the bow in her picture that she has in her sprite, which is a little odd, but here we have Pierre. We're gonna get very, very close to Pierre, because he's basically gonna be selling us everything we need. We're not gonna sell anything to him, because I vastly prefer to ship it, but he has a lot of stuff. Also, if you recognize her, here's Robin. Here's, oh, this is Jody again. Here's a new one, Caroline. Caroline and Pierre are married, and Abigail is their daughter. I'm gonna get out of Marnie's way. Hi, Abigail. She's kind of sad because we took the farm over and she can't go explore overgrown stuff anymore. So that's Pierre. That's Pierre's. Here's Lewis again. Here is a lady named Pam. She kind of creeps me out. I get kind of a deep south vibe from her. And since I am from the deep south, that's not really a good vibe to get. This is Alex. We'll call him focused. Here's an old man. He's kind of curmudgeon-y. His name is George. Let's see, who else is around here? Can I go in here yet? Oh, it's noon, so the salon is open. Salon? Here's Gus. He's a friendly dude. He's a chef who really likes being a chef. Pretty simple. I don't believe anybody's over here yet. Nope. There is one person I don't believe we can meet today, because I'm going to have to very specifically shape my schedule around trying to catch him, because he stays locked up most of the time. He's actually quite hard to catch, because until you get them to 2 hearts, you can't actually go into their rooms. Here's Gunther. He runs the archaeology office. If you notice, Gunther doesn't have a little dot down here. We can't actually get close to Gunther. He just kind of exists as the museum. He's not really an independent character of his own. Like, seriously, you don't actually ever see him out of here except in a couple of cutscenes. It's a little bit creepy. And yeah, he's just saying, if we find stuff, we can donate it to the museum. We'll want to do this. Here's a cute little kid called Vincent. Here's a Penny who's tutoring him. And here's a cute little girl called Jess. She's very nervous around strangers, so she's not going to be very talkative to us for a while. As you can see, there's just basically nothing over here. This is where we'll place the artifacts. We actually get full and complete control over where we put the artifacts. Like, Gunther will even let us walk in and rearrange the museum at will. It's actually quite nice. Anyways, let's go see Willie. And see if we can catch a few more people at the beach. Or we'll walk into a... Oh, this is the cutscene. Okay, this is the cutscene. I forgot we met Willie through a cutscene. Yeah, this is Willie. He's basically a salty old sea dog. Yes, he is smoking a wooden pipe. Your eyes are not deceiving you. Apparently he was gone for a month before he came in. So yeah, you did in fact read that right. Willie went out for a month, got enough money to buy himself a new fishing rod, and so when he heard that there was a new farmer in town, he came to give us his old one. And keep in mind, this is a dude who finds fishing very important, so his old fishing rod is basically brand new. He's kept it, so he's kept good care of it. So yeah, we just got a free fishing rod. Which is very important, because remember what the main benefit of the waterfall farm is. We can fish at home without having to leave. His shop is quite useful, but like the other shops, we're not going to be able to do much there yet. But he does have some very nice stuff in his shop, and that was Discord. I thought I muted it. Sorry, give me just a second to check Discord. Alright, there we go. It was a different chat. I forgot, I used that chat, that chat is so new, I actually forgot I had 2 different chats. So I muted one and didn't mute the other. So way to go, me. Okay, this is something special. See this? What do you think this is? It's just something kind of weird looking, right? Well, if we hit it with the hoe, an item pops out. Those little... We're not really sure what they are, apparently. Some people call them branches. Some people call them, worms. I don't really know. But basically, anytime you hit them, you'll get a very special item. Also, this is Elliot. You live, like, 3 feet to the east. He's, a writer, as a matter of fact. But yeah, the book you saw, if we pick up artifacts, they go into our inventory. If we pick up books, they're automatically added to, the museum without us having to go there. But yeah, we want to keep an eye out for those, because Gunther actually gives us special rewards. Certain items give us flat-out rewards for that items. Other items we get for donating a certain amount. It's worth it. But yeah, this is something to keep in mind. So there's a bridge over to this area over here. And there's some nice stuff over in this area, but we need to come back with 300 pieces of wood to fix the bridge. We can't really do anything until we have 300 pieces of wood, so we're just gonna move on. We have actually got something, so we're gonna go give it to Gunther. Oh, here's another new face. No, talk to him, don't shake the brush. This is Sam. He reminds me a lot of Hugo. Friendly, cheerful, and kinda dumb. Here are the kids and the tutor again. Also, that noise you heard in the background was a quest, was the alert that we've completed a quest, but since it pulled us into the cutscene. Yeah, you can make a decent amount, you can make a pretty decent amount of money for that side in summer, so we're going to be, I made the chest because we absolutely need that chest for storage space, but we're going to be hoarding our wood until we can fix that bridge. Because like all games like this, we're going to be hurting for money for a while. Also, we just flat out give Gunther what we found here. I'm not sure what's going on with his chest. I think he's supposed to be writing? It kind of looks like his shirt keeps glitching sides. And see, he's gonna, like, personally ask us here if we are willing to donate it. Yeah, he's not kidding. We get some really, really nice stuff if we donate things to Gunther. Like, seriously, some of the best things in the game you can get from Gunther. I'm specifically thinking of one really important crop, but, so we just come up here, we say donate to museum. We pick what we want, we pick where we want to put it, and it's officially donated. Ta-da, we're done. If we try to talk to him, without having something to donate, he just tells us we need to go find something. So we come here, and we got 250 gold for that. That's not an insignificant amount at this point in the game. But yeah, that's basically how donating will go with Gunther. We just bring it up to him, he lets us place it, you can rearrange things freely until you exit out of the menu, and you're done. So, like I said, it's very worth it to donate to the museum. Not just for that warm, fuzzy feeling, but just because you get a lot of really good stuff from the museum. Alright, so nobody's around here. That was a bunny. So this is interesting. This looks like a really overgrown building. This is the community center. It's locked right now. So we can't really do anything with that right now, but that will become important a little bit later. So we've seen the center of Pelican Town. We've seen the south of the beach. So let's check out this little area here. This, if you might notice, little saw at the top there, is Robin's shop. This is actually where we get buildings built. and when we get upgrades. So there's nobody here right now, but I remember how I pointed out that there would be somebody that would be kind of hard to catch? That's him right there. Yeah. So Sebastian here stays in his room about 90% of the time. There are, I think, 2 days where he leaves his room, and he leaves his room twice a day to eat. So he's actually quite difficult to catch. This is Demetrius. He's pretty friendly. He's not mechanically important. He does something very important for us later on, but generally we're not going to be talking to him a lot. This is called Linus. This is called Linus? What? This dude is called Linus. He's actually a wild man. He lives right here. He pretty much just lives there, and yeah. So this is interesting. This is another thing. I know I keep saying it, but we'll get to this a little bit later. We can't do anything with that right now. So it is about 7 p.m. now. Oh, hey, look at that. We actually caught Sebastian while he was outside. Demetrius, yeah, he's basically the Doctor Delight of nature. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, this is Sebastian. Oreo's pretty much right when she calls him an adorable loser. So like I said, Sebastian mostly stays secluded in his room. We're not going to be able to do a whole lot with him until we get him to at least 2 hearts. 2 stars? 2 hearts? I don't remember. But either way, we're not going to be able to do much with him right now. So we're mostly going to ignore him. Because, well, we don't really have a choice. See, like the Harvest Moon games, when you talk to people, you raise their affection. You can raise their affection by giving them gifts. But the gifts are a little bit different. So we're going to go ahead and put down what we scavenged. Because we don't need it. And I'm going to show you the fishing minigame. So that bar you hold determines how far out you throw the fishing rod. So when you see that exclamation point, click to catch the fish. You actually have to keep this bar on the fish. So you have to keep clicking, keep repeatedly clicking, to keep that fish in the bar. It's a lot harder than it looks because the bar has momentum. So if you click and hold, it'll shoot up fast. But if you let go halfway through, it will actually hang for a minute before it drops. It's actually quite complicated. And the fish can actually move very erratically later on. It's just something to keep in mind. It's fun, I enjoy it, but it's not... Oops. It's not exactly, super easy to do. So it's really dark in here because we don't actually have any lighting in our house. So let's see. Actually are only missing 2 people. I think I know who one of them is. I'm not actually sure who the last one is. But we'll spend tomorrow seeing if we can hunt them down. So we got 400 gold from that, which is not an insignificant amount. Also, that noise means that it's raining. If you hear that whoop, that means that it's actually raining. So the fortune teller and the weather report are the only things that are on, which we don't really need to know. So with the rain, that means that these are all taken care of. So we're actually going to clear a little bit more of our land here. Also, you can see what I mean when I say it has odd hitboxes sometimes. Because I was pointing away from the Brock, and even though the sprite hit it, it didn't actually get broken. We met Marnie. I don't know if we met the artist girl. I don't remember her name. Marnie was actually just walking up to Pierre, so we just kind of caught her while she was. things first, let's see if we can actually get our routes in and out of our farm cleared up. Again, be very careful about where you're actually hitting stuff, because it can in fact fall in the water, and if something falls in the water, it's lost. It's just gone. Normally the splashes you see are like these little, like, you know, it's when I slash, like when I break this rock, you see like little tiny pebbles flying everywhere as an effect. Those actually hit the water. And it makes a little sploosh noise if they do. Here's actually a duck to go fishing off, which I think is kind of cute. Alright, so we're going to clear these 2 trees out, and I'm going to go see if this one dude I'm thinking of is one of the guys we have to talk to. You can probably honestly just call him. I don't really think it's that big of a spoiler, but yes, that is who I'm thinking of. Who lives south of town. Unfortunately, we don't really get a entirely cohesive map. I would prefer a smaller map of our farm while we were here, but I mean, we just gotta deal with what we got. So I need to go this way to get south. This is gonna be a little bit of an annoyance. Having to, like, swerve, navigate through things to get around. But this will be less irritating when we've actually got the farm clear of debris. Alright, so here's the last part of Pelican Town. This is the south area here. Marnie's farm is over here, along with Artist Girl's house. Right here, I believe. Can you go in? No, it's locked, so she's not here. Oh, here is another spot. Yeah, you don't always get artifacts or books or stuff. Sometimes you just get stone or random things. Also, you can, in fact, cut down everything here in the wild. I don't really see a point to it, so I don't really bother most of the time, but you can do it. Oh, our inventory's full, so we can't pick that up. So I'm just gonna go ahead and trash the sap. I think I went too far. I went too far. This is actually special. This is not a repairable area. There are festivals that happen way over here on the map to our left. When a festival like that is going on, that section is bridged, otherwise it's not bridged. They basically just didn't want to give you that map to wander around freely when there's not festivals, so I don't know. We'll see it when we get to the festivals. One of the other problems I have in this game is the festivals aren't... Some of the festivals really aren't worth doing. Okay, so we can't actually talk to Mr. Spoilerman now. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I don't know if he's got an actual name, but the dude living in this big fantasy-looking tower is a wizard called the Wizard. I know, it's a total shock, right? Just, how could you ever guess that? Yeah, I don't think, maybe we have to go afternoon. I don't know if the wizard is locked until we hit a cutscene trigger, or if we can visit him now. I feel like we can, but I know he's not open early in the morning. So we'll see if we can knock on his door again, and if he won't let us, we'll just go. Yeah, we'll worry about this later. Yeah, I know, it's just, there's a wizard in the wizard tower. It's mind-blowing, isn't it? Unfortunately, unlike, I believe it's called Animal Parade, we cannot date the wizard, nor is he a very pretty man. We are unfortunately limited to solely humans. So here's Lewis, there's the girl. We met all these people. Leah, that's her name. I think we met Leah, didn't we? Oh, we'll keep looking. Also, you don't really, there's no, like, you don't really get, penalized for being in the rain. Oh, no, that was Jody we met. Right now, I'm just basically barging into people's houses. See who we've not met. Also, this is Haley. She's basically your typical annoying valley girl, popular high school, full of herself chick. She doesn't get any better in her events, from what I recall. So I just pretty much avoid her like the plague. Also, that exclamation point means there's a new request up there. But, like, why? We'll take a look, though. Yeah, see, here's the issue. We can't get earth crystals. It's physically impossible right now. I think she's more than kind of. Let's be honest here. So Leah is the one... Oh, crying out loud. I got my antivirus pop up. Alright, so Leah is the one that we were missing. So since it said that we couldn't come in, I'm going to assume she's in her house. So we're just going to go stand outside her house and see if we can get her to come out. Yeah, like this is what I meant by what's kind of irritating, that you don't quite get... It doesn't count it if you do something with somebody during a festival. Because if it did, I could just wait until the festival and go talk to everyone. But, nope, the game won't let me do that. So since we're gonna have to wait anyway, we'll just kind of fish. I wouldn't care about this quest so much, except that it's actually kind of required that you do it to unlock other quests, which unlock other stuff. It's just generally a pain all around, though. Nope, your inventory's full again. Alright. We'll try to catch Leah tomorrow. Nope. Wait a minute, I heard another door. I heard it! Got her! Alright. So that is the annoying one done. We can worry about the gifts a little bit later. But we have now meeting everyone, so I want to show you something. I want to show you something a little bit special. Notice how these characters have single underneath them? That means they're dateable. Notice how the girls also have single underneath of them? Yeah, you date. Everybody is bi here. It doesn't matter. Also, here's Wizard Man. I didn't realize he was down here. I wouldn't have scrolled down that far. But, so yeah, we can actually date any of the marriage candidates. I'm ruling out Haley because I hate Haley. But I will actually take consideration for dating anyone else. I also don't really like Shane, but I can at least sort of tolerate him. So, feel free to look up events or whatever on marriage candidates and see who you want me to date. It's going to be a little bit before we can actually get into that, but the sooner I know, the sooner I can make plans. So don't... Yeah, we can't break the big stuff yet. We just gotta kind of work around it. Shane's story is very good. That's why I said I can tolerate him. I just don't really like Shane in general, is what I meant. I feel kind of the same about Emily, but for Emily, it's not like I actively dislike you. It's just, I don't really feel anything for you. Like, Emily's cute and all, but I don't know, I just don't really feel any affinity for her is all. But yeah, go ahead and just see about the marriage candidates, see which ones you're interested in. And we'll go for them. The nice thing is you don't have to lock in your final choice. I can, at any point, before starting to date them, I can change my mind. But once, technically, I believe you can change your mind after you start dating, assuming I'm not remembering something else. But that's just where I am gonna call it, is like when we start dating someone, we're sticking with that person. And like, you don't, like, obviously you don't have to make the choice right now. We're gonna interact with these people realistically. So like, don't feel pressured. So like I said, it's gonna be quite a while before we are doing anything with that. We kind of got a really trashed up farm we need to fix before we start thinking about trying to date anybody here. I was just pointing out, like, this is how we're going to do it, is I will only date who you guys vote on me dating. Inventory problems. I will only date the person you guys vote for, but, like, you can take as long as you need to vote for it. There is really no rush. Alright. So we're done here for now. So let's go drop off what we've got and go to bed. Geodes are kind of interesting. If we take them to Clint, he'll break them open and we'll get something random from them. I prefer to kind of hoard them until we get there. But yeah, here, as you can see, we've actually leveled up foraging. Because I picked up enough wild items to level foraging up. And like I said, we get a new crafting recipe. We get wild seeds and we get a field snack. We also leveled fishing up. So our fishing rod proficiency went up, which I believe just makes the fishing minigame easier. And that's how we leveled up. And still not, we'll take the weather. But yeah, not all that important. So we got a letter. It's basically Pierre bragging about his big backpack that we can't afford. It's 10,000 gold. So now that we've met everybody, we're just gonna spend a day trying to clear as much of this farmland as we can. Branches do not break with pickaxe. We actually did quite a bit last night, as you can see. You might notice that I'm actually keeping most of the materials I pick up. We're going to need lots of them for stuff later, so I picked up one of those yesterday. Why didn't you give me the tutorial then? That's a little weird. But anyways. When I start getting stuff like copper, I will probably be trying to sell that to start with, to get us some viable funds to work with. But generally, like, wood and stone, you don't want to sell that. You want to keep that, because you're going to need so much of it. And my inventory is full, so we can't pick up those seeds, which... not really a big thing. The seeds aren't very valuable and we won't be using them yet. Yeah, unfortunately you can only make a tree fall left or right. You can't make it fall up or down. So if a tree is near the waterfront, you just gotta have to eat the branch loss. Also, yes, like the big boulders, we can't break the stumps yet. So we just gotta kinda leave them there. Also, you see me popping seeds out of the ground so they don't grow up into more trees. We want this area clear for the moment, not forested. We are are going to want trees for later. We're actually going to want all 3 types of trees later on. But we can't do anything. We can't do anything with that yet. Which is another thing you're going to hear me saying a lot of. So we got 190 branches. We got 190 wood. So we're about 2/3 of the way there to that bridge. Which is good, because like I said, there are nice things on that bridge. We unfortunately will not be able to make much of our water farm here for a while, since fishing takes stamina. But we'll have a lot more to work with once we're not in a overgrown hellhole. Also, just so you know, chopping actually counts as, Did I store something I shouldn't have stored? Yes, I need those back. Chopping down trees actually counts as foraging for experience purposes. Also, yeah, if you want to see more bad points for Joja Mart, just look at this. Doesn't exactly paint them in the best light, I don't think. I believe this means that the mine is now open. Also, like I said, hitboxes are weird in this game. So we're going to go ahead and water this, because we're going to want to pick up 15 more seeds from Pierre. First, we're going to want to go ahead and put these in. We might as well just grab the stuff hanging around here. It's shipping bait for later! And we need every single, Oh, so this is just telling us some stuff we have to do. The game wants us to, build a coop. To ask Robin to build us a coop so we can, hold chickens, and it wants us to reach farming level 1 so we can make a scarecrow. The scarecrow will be important. There are actually crows in this game, and they can and will eat your crops and seeds. The thing about it is, if you have a scarecrow within the scarecrow's effective range, crows will not touch your crops. So we're gonna want to make a scarecrow to keep the crows off of the crops. So we have to reach farming level 1 before we can make the scarecrow, which we can only do by doing farming stuff. Alright, so this landslide is gone now, which means we can actually come in here and meet this dude. He reminds me of somebody, I just can't really put my finger on who. His name is Marlon, though. Also, apparently they abandoned this, this old mine. And he's kind of sad about it because of ore. He is Old Solid Snake! That's who he reminds me of. Snake, what are you doing here in the farming town? And he gives us a sword. It's a crappy sword, but it's a sword. We're gonna need that. Yeah, apparently there's an adventurers guild in this town. Go figure. The adventurers guild is kinda... I've never found... It's nifty, but I've never found much use for it. So let's go ahead and take a look at, actually, I'm gonna shuffle around a little bit here. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got here in the mine. So here in the mine, like in most Harvest Moon mines, you got a lot of rocks. So you want to break these rocks to get stuff out of them. It's completely random what it gives you. Most are just going to give you stone, but sometimes you'll get ore. And sometimes this will pop you. You'll get a ladder to the next floor. Also, notice down over here we have an HP bar now. That's quite relevant. Here is why we need the sword. This is a slime. It will, in fact, attempt to murder us. Here's the thing. If our HP runs to 0, we are dragged out of the mines and we lose stuff in our inventory. You don't really want that to happen. That's not really a thing you want to have happen to you. Yeah, just come over here and break rocks. Get what you can get. Try not to get hit. These slimes are fairly simple, but we'll be getting more. Well, there are more complicated enemies. So I'm done looking for ore here. So we're just gonna go back. It's actually not. It's actually a little like Reset here, yeah. Except you don't get any special abilities to use. You just have your sword. Also, here is ore. Ore is good. We want ore. We want a lot of ore. Also, as you can see, that slime hit me. Actually got a hit on me, so he hurt me. So I just trapped him and then come over here and murder his buddy. We are actually not going to be doing a whole lot with the mines until I can afford... We won't be doing a whole lot with the mines until I can afford the bigger backpack for the reason you are seeing very clearly here. We just do not have the inventory space to deal with this right now. So this is a quartz we can pick up, but I would have to drop something I have currently on me, and I don't want to do that. Also meet new enemies. One is bugs, one is a hermit crab rock. Your guess is as good as mine. The thing about the hermit crab rocks is that they can't actually be hit when they're hunkered down into rock form. Also, yes, if you're wondering, it does in fact hurt my very soul to leave things behind. But I can't do anything about it right now. Yeah, barrels are always nice to see because you can smash them and they sometimes have very nice stuff. So right now we're just looking for the stairs, which are right there. And here's a special thing. Also, there's stairs right there. Every 5 levels gets you an elevator, and you can jump. To every 5th level you've been to from that elevator right there. It makes traversing very easy and painless, and I really like it. And more games really need to do that. So I am actually going to have to sacrifice the hardwood because I can get more of that for easier later on. Not now, but later on. But we need space for me to be able to grab the seeds from Pierre. So that was the mine. I just wanted to show it off to get it unlocked. Like I said, we're not going to be touching it until I can get backpacks. And this is... Oh, it's only 2,000. Well, I don't have 2,000 either. So it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I'm gonna want at least that second bar of inventory before we go into the mines, so. The mines are very lucrative. You can sell ore for a lot of money. You can sell ore and gemstones for a lot, and that is what we're going to be doing with them to begin with. I'm just going to be selling them all because I can't make use of them right now. And I need the money more than I need to hoard them. Because we do need quite a bit of them, but we never need quite as much of them as we do rocks and woods. And they sell for way more than rocks and wood do. So I'd rather just hoard those and sell the ores and stuff and go from there. So we still got a little bit of energy. Also notice that our health HP is actually still visible. That's actually because we took a hit. If we had not taken a hit, I believe the HP bar would have disappeared when we came out of the mine. But if you actually take a hit in the mine, you retain any damage you've taken. So it's just there to let you know, it's like, hey, stupid, don't go getting hit again. Or you can also heal yourself with various, like, food and stuff. So either way, we're going to be spending what's left of the day and our energy on clearing some more of this farm. I'm dropping more stuff in the river for the fish to eat, I guess. Pickaxe, not go wood. Also, there's another example of the way hitboxes can be a little wonky. Yeah, it should help a little bit. Actually, I have a better idea. There. Yeah, the wilderness farm, we would actually have enemies attacking us at night. It's good because that means you can get stuff without actually having to go into the mines to get it. But bad because it means anytime you're out at night, you're under attack. Your farm isn't exactly a safe spot. Like I said though, as far as I know, they don't actually like mess with your animals or your crops or anything. It would be kind of horrifically bad if they did. It would basically make using that farm impossible. Also, this greenhouse offends me, and I'll let you know why in when we get there. That's another thing for later. And that's actually kind of related to the whole thing about the JoJo Mart membership that I mentioned. Those things are kind of linked, but we gotta do something before we can actually learn anything about it. So I am intentionally trying to drain my stamina here. I just don't really want to drain it without doing something meaningful. There we go. You feel sluggish from overexertion, and it forces you down to walking speed. So you really want, when that first warning pops up, you really want to stop. Otherwise, you are stuck at this walking speed for, I believe, the entire rest of the day. I don't think there's any way to heal it. It might heal if you raise your stamina back up, but I don't really know. So we leveled up in mining and we leveled up in farming. Also, we already made the money we paid Pietro back and more from what we had. Hi, Clint. Were you waiting out here for me? Aw. So yeah, Clint heard that we were mining, so he came to give us instructions on how to craft a furnace so we can make iron bars. Clint is really sweet. He's very awkward, though. he's passionate about his work, but he's kind of he's kind of a little awkward. But yeah, the, Clint is actually our upgrade guy, which I'm fairly certain you guessed that when I mentioned he was the blacksmith, but, we'll take tools and bars to him and he will upgrade our starting, he'll upgrade, the tools. Which is something I really want to do, because, it makes them better in every way. Yeah, I could actually see that. He was, like, trying to psych himself up to knock, and then I opened the door, and we both just kind of awkwardly stared at each other for a minute. So these are, you're supposed to fish at these bubbling spots and they get you something, but we only got garbage this time. So we'll just go ahead and get rid of that. Also, Marlon sent us a quest. If we kill 10 slimes, we'll get into the Adventurers Guild. And Robin here is offering to make us a well. Which, wells are good because you can fill them. Because whenever you place a well somewhere, you can fill your watering can from there. So you don't have to walk all around your farm to find a water source. But, gestures at all of the river around us. We don't really need the water. We don't really need the well. We are actually never going to need a well because there's just water. There's fresh, clean watering can of water everywhere. How did I hit that? I was literally on the other side of it. But yeah, like the whole thing is like we're gonna wanna oops. We're gonna wanna take ore to Clint so that we can actually break these stumps and these boulders around our farm. Which won't be for a little bit. Because I would really like to rush that backpack first. But once we rush the backpack, then we'll start working on tools. That being said, if you notice, we're actually almost done cleaning the farm up. We might have it done in another day or two, as a matter of fact. Like, how did I hit that stone? Luckily, the wonky hitboxes are often more amusing than they are irritating. Which is really just because it's a farming game. And also because the weird hitboxes only really happens for, like, tools. All of the weapons you can get work in an arc of some sort. So you can't, like, miss a slime, for instance. Cleaned up everything up there. And actually, that's it. We have actually fully cleaned up what we have the ability to clean up on the farm. Also, that's clay. Again, like I said, you won't always get things you can use for, like, the museum and stuff. But yep, our farm is now clean and clear, I think. Yep. Oh, no, we haven't touched this side over here. Never mind. Got a wee bit ahead of myself. We are almost done, though. We will be able to finish tomorrow, for sure. So let's, clean up... Frog! Clean up what we can of here. Yeah, basically, for the basic farm, all of this area would just be ground. Like this dirt ground you see, that would be the entire farm. The dimensions wouldn't change, but the farm would just be this open ground. There'd be no bridges, there'd be no water. There'd be 2 ponds, one by your house and one by the bottom route out, and everything else is just open ground. I've actually found it excuse me. I have actually found it too big, because I had so much empty space I didn't know what to do with until I got a little creative with it. And let's see how much we can do before... Yeah, trees retain how many hits you've clocked in on them. So it's worth dumping all your energy into a tree, because you can just come back tomorrow and finish the job. I think I'm actually going to go ahead and just start selling these. The geodes, the sap, and the mixed seeds. We'll see how much money we can get from that. That squirrel is a ghost, and you killed its ghost home. Not a whole lot. So those aren't really worth doing anything with. Alright, so what we need to do is a scarecrow. So we need 50 wood, 1 coal, and 20 fiber. So we'll take 50 of our wood, 1 coal, and 20 of our fiber. And we'll make that into a scarecrow. Luckily, crows don't come during rain, so... Scarecrows kind of have a weird range on them. It's kind of like a diamond sort of tile, but I'm not sure how far out it goes. What I do know is that this setup means that, actually... This setup means that all 3 of these rows are protected from crows. So we don't have to worry about crows, taking shots at our crops anymore. I can get the backpack now. I'll go ahead and hammer down some trees. Wait for Pierre to open. Yeah, unfortunately, these 2 extra bars, that's all we ever get. You do not get any more inventory space than that, and it can actually be very constraining. A lot more than you would think. Thunk, thunk, thunk. I really love the sound of rain, especially in games. This one is especially good with it, I think. Yeah, I don't really know what they were thinking. The backpack limits are so constraining. Like, even Harvest Moon, when you had a tiny backpack, at least had a backpack. Funk, 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 funk. Alright, see you in a little bit. Also, was that always there? That's a little bit creepy. thump, thump, thunk, 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 thunk. See, I must have clocked a few hits on that tree because it went down fast. Also, yeah, you can sometimes get seeds out of the tree just by shaking it. Whether you, like, just right-click it to shake it or hit it with an axe. And there you can see we lost, a good number of wood because it was so close to the water. Again, not much we can do about it. Alright. So we managed to get that down, at least, before we got exhausted. So let's go ahead and put our stuff up. We actually have enough wood to build that bridge now, so we're gonna go do that. Also, you can actually hit this to organize it. And that toggles the color picker on and off. I prefer keeping it on for good because I don't really see a point not to. So we'll just go ahead and grab... Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Alright, we'll do it this way. We'll just put 89 of it up and go fix that bridge. First we want to grab this stuff before it despawns. Because stuff does in fact despawn if you leave it on the ground, it just takes it a little bit. So we'll just dump all this in there because I'm feeling lazy. And we'll go fix that bridge! I really like this farm, it's a very pretty farm. I kind of regret not using it before now, but hey, we get something special and unique for the stream. Also, that whoop sound is apparently some kind of monster in the lake, I think? I don't think it ever gets explained, but it's a very weird noise. Alright, so we're actually gonna go hit up Pierre first. Because I just like doing shopping business as early as possible. You can hear the rain's muted when you're inside a building. So we're just gonna go ahead and grab that. So what we need next is the 10,000 gold, so... We gotta save up 10,000 gold to get the last expansion, but as you can see we have a whole nother row here now. So we can actually start going into the mines without having to abandon everything before we go in. Which is quite nice, let me tell you that. Nothing interesting for us today. Apparently we just hammered the bridge into place. This is a special dude. Basically the deal with that dude is he sells you an amulet. He's only here on rainy days and he'll sell you an amulet. The thing about it is that amulet is the item you use to propose marriage in this game. And he won't actually sell it to you until you have somebody high enough to accept the offer. So you're basically limited to, when somebody gets that high, you want to book it down to the beach, anytime it starts raining. Because you don't get a lot of openings to grab it, and he's actually not there at all when winter comes. So if you don't get it before winter, you have to wait until spring to try again. Okay, we actually got something this time. Hello! So we got another book for the library. Like I said, that just gets auto-added to the library. There should be a donation link up on my, up on the main channel, but I can dig it up if you really want it. Alright, anyways, here's our third channel, called the Queen of Sauce. This is how we get recipes. There are other ways to get recipes. We learn them from the townsfolk and stuff like that. But you want to check the TV every day for the Queen of Sauce. There are reruns later on, but it's just not fun to miss stuff. Alright, so we've done everything we can for today. And we leveled up on foraging again. Foraging is pretty easy to level up, because you're going to be chopping a lot of trees down to get the wood you need. So moving on to day 8. And we don't have another Queen of Sauce, so... We do have another letter. And this is Robin just telling us that she can expand our house if we bring her what she needs. So we got those watered, so now we're going to go back to working on trying to clear all this garbage out of our farm. Dang it, Grandpa. So here I'm going to demonstrate what I was talking about. Even though we hit it from below, it went to the right. Not really anything you can do about that. That's just kind of how it works. Alright, so this one, we're actually going to want to hit from below so we can try to get it to fall to the right. Which it should do. Like that, yep. At least this one we can kind of get behind it. Also, I shook a butterfly loose. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Butterfly. So this area is now cleaned up. This over here is the way to our Grandpa's shrine. I don't know why we have a shrine to our grandfather, or I don't know if that means it's still our grandfather's shrine, but it's there. And apparently there's actually more areas than I thought to clear out, so we're still going to be doing this for a few days. Luckily, once we actually get it under control, it's easier to keep it under control. It's just, well, you're trying to combat years of neglect here. You got a lot of work to put in. Yeah, I'm a wee bit creeped out too. Because apparently he's gonna come back and haunt us when year 3 starts. Looks like it's mostly just trees I haven't managed to get out of the way yet. That's okay. And we'll actually go ahead and knock off a little early. Get these grasses out of the way. Get the clay. Come on, give me an artifact. I want to give stuff to Gunther. Actually, we can use the extra stamina to make use of our farm and fish a bit. We actually have the inventory space for it now, so... Yeah, see, it's not quite quite as simple as it might look at first. There are also treasure chests that can appear while you're fishing, like that. They can give you stuff. The issue is if you don't actually have the treasure chest picked up before the fish is grabbed, you just don't get it. Which is a little bit irritating, because like you can still be on it and then finish grabbing the fish and you just don't get the treasure chest. It's kind of stupid. Come on, fishy fishy. There's a fishy. Yeah, so if you want the treasure chest, you basically need to make sure that you have enough of the bar on the fish that you won't immediately lose. Then abandon the fish and immediately go for the treasure chest. Also, you might have noticed a silver star on that fish. There is actually star rank in this game. It's not nearly as complicated as Harvest Moon, though. There's only none, silver, gold, and purple. Also, look at this! This is apparently a weather effect, is you get little petals everywhere. Quite nice, I think. Also, you can see we have a gold and silver star rank turnips down here. Yeah, look at all these petals. So let's do our usual setup here. Get this all nice and watered and ready for the seeds. Luckily they grew today instead of tomorrow because Pierre is closed on Wednesdays. So let's go knock down a couple of trees while we're waiting for 8 o'clock. Or 9 o'clock rather. I don't quite remember if every season has an effect like this, but yeah. This is actually really pretty. And we'll see these cherry blossom petals wherever we go. Also, I don't know why that water on the top left is bubbling. I can't physically reach that with my fishing pole. Oh, it feels so nice having inventory space. You don't even know. Also, yes, if you knock something down near a cliff, it will actually fall on top of the cliff, and we can't get that. That, unfortunately, is out of our range of sucking in items. So it's just, we can't get it. We just have to leave it up there. It's gone forever. The fact that items drop, or what do you mean? You weren't supposed to go that way! Dang nabbit. Yeah, it is annoying. The good news is we can actually fix that a little bit later. If you notice, we have equipment slots here. We have a slot for a hat, 2 rings, and boots. There's actually a ring we can pick up that increases the radius at which we attract items to ourselves. And by increases the radius, I mean it makes us a tornado. Because, with that ring on, I can attract every last one of those items. The range becomes so huge. It's fantastic, quite frankly. I like it a lot. I pushed it a little bit too hard. But it should be okay. We should be able to manage. So first do our usual run and grabs. Yeah, it is an annoyance, but it's basically a newer game annoyance. Cause you can just find that ring and pop it on and you will have so much more easy. Oh, hello! Hi, Mayor Lewis, what's up? What you looking at? Not that bad. It's a little run down, but it's still a very pretty building. We had a community center? Apparently, I guess had is the key word there. Oh. Screw you, dude. Those things aren't related. Yeah, you do. Those aren't related things. Yeah, this is important. So Jojo Mart wants this. Keep that in mind. Also, keep this in mind. This place is kind of ruined, but notice something kind of interesting there on the fireplace. Also, notice this. This was not here before. Also, notice this. If you actually had a keen eye in the opening, there was one of those on our grandfather's fireplace. It was either a doll or it was watching us. And apparently it just up and vanished. Also, yes, the stars. The stars up here will be significant later. Not rats so much. There it is again. And now it's gone again. And Lewis thinks we're going insane. But yeah, you're crazy. I'm leaving. I'm out. So we can now go in. And it's still exactly as ruined as when we saw it. See, there's a lot of different sections in here. Again, this will become a bit more meaningful in a little while. What we want to do first is you might notice there's light down here. You also might notice there was a little yellow one of those things bouncing away. Now if we look at this, we can't comprehend it. It doesn't make... This is a language we can't recognize. It doesn't make any sense to us. But looking at it like that was important. So these little... I don't know what they're actually called. I know that you learn what they're called, but I can't remember what it is. I just call them apple people. These little apple people, are apparently quite shy. They will actually run away if we get close to them. But, apparently they put that thing there on the floor. I wonder what that's for. It's kind of odd, don't you think? Ah, well, I'm sure it's nothing that will become... I'm sure it's absolutely nothing that will never be relevant at any point whatsoever. So let's just get our planting done. Like I thought, planting doesn't take any... Planting does not actually take any stamina in this game. Which is actually quite nice. So we saw creepy apple spirits. Let's just go to bed. And we got another rainy day. Alright, I want to check and make sure. And it's just a rerun of what we already saw. What? It seems the wizard... Actually, it really does have a name. Rasmodius. But it seems the wizard knows what those things are, and he wants us to come talk to him. It did say rerun, but I thought we missed the first one. I thought that was the stir fry was the second one, so I checked that out to be sure. But we can't go meet the wizard yet. He doesn't. His tower isn't open early in the morning. He's not really a morning person. So we'll just go ahead and kind of do our business here. Clean up what we can clean up. And wait for it to get a little bit later. That sounded like a wolf's howl. Actually, I hope there's not any wolves around here. Chop, 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 chop. Choppy, 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 choppy. Choppy, 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 choppy. One thing you will like to know, Pi, is that there's nothing permanently missable in this game. Like, you can lose items if they fall on the cliff and you don't have the ring to attract them. But there's no unique item you permanently miss. You can't. Everything, if you don't get it somewhere, you can get it somewhere else, essentially, is the thing. It might be a while before you can find another one, but it is possible to find another one. It looks like we finally actually do have our farm cleaned up at this point. Hooray! So let's actually go see if the wizard will let me in. I don't know if I do know he's usually not open early in the mornings, but maybe he'll let us in because he actually called us. I'll just a little sneak peek. I cut my way over here. Notice this this log up here. If you remember when I mentioned that there was a special part of the forest that had special items in it that you could get if you got the forest farm, that's the area up there where those items spawn. So the only way we can get those items is to go up there. Yeah, he just lets us right in. Okay. So here's the wizard. You can't really blame me for not remembering his name because it labels him as wizard. And you also can't look at, you can't look at letters you've already read. So this is Rasmodius. He's a wizard. He's also kind of awesome. And he's going to be a major help for us with this one thing he's going to do. It's the little apple spirit! It also makes a heartbreaking noise. It doesn't want to be captured. Let it go! Let the poor thing go! Junimos, huh? Good. Stop torturing the poor thing. Yeah, Junimos are basically, think of them as the harvest sprites. They're very friendly little spirits, but they're very easily spooked. And yeah, he just shows off and teleports out. We're just kind of like, okay. Ah! That was fast. We, the Junimo, are happy to aid you. In return, we ask for gifts of the valley. If you are one with the forest, you will see the true nature of this scroll. So yeah, we're not like a random chosen one, actually. We need his help to be able to read this. Which I thought was kind of nice. Like, I don't mind Harvest Moon's thing of you're just kind of special and so in tune with nature you can see the spirits naturally. But it's kind of nice to see that we actually need to get some outside help for this one. Even if it's going to be a little, odd. It smells kind of bad. And he just wants us to drink this random shit he's boiling in his cauldron. So we just kind of do. And we immediately get sick. What a shock. We immediately get sick and start hallucinating trees. Lots of trees. Very menacing trees that keep coming closer. And by poisoning us through random crap in the forests, we now learn how to read that stuff. I feel like the Junimos just kind of took pity on us because the wizard shoved this random crap down our throat. So they just kind of saved our lives because Rasmodius tried to poison us. Yeah, we can now read those scrolls. So we're gonna go do that. First I'm going to fix my headphones, then we're going to go read the scrolls. Well, there's only a scroll right now. So they said they wanted to help us, but they would only help us if we gave them stuff from the forest. Or from the valley, rather. Let's go see what they mean by that. So let's come down here, and you see the little yellow ones running away again, and see what they want. Yeah. So here's how this works. The Junimo, each of these rooms will have a plate in it. The plates for other rooms will only open up after we do other plates. So for right now, this is the only one we have. So what they want from us right now is we need to get one of every spring foraging item, one of every summer foraging item, one of every fall foraging item, one of every winter foraging item. We need to come here with 99 with 200 wood, 100 stone, and 10 hardwood. And then we need to find all of these somewhere. The coconut and the cactus fruit only come from an area we can't get. These come from the mines, and these are why we need wild trees later on, is we can actually extract syrup, resin, and tar from them. Notice though that while we have 9 options, we only need 5 of them. So that some of these bundles do a lot of these, where they actually will give you like a huge amount of items that you need, or that you can bring, and you only need a certain amount. Yeah, when we finish one of these bundles, we will actually... We don't even have to finish the whole craft room. When we finish bundles, we unlock more rooms. So we're going to want to finish the spring foraging bundle as quickly as possible, which means we need to find a horseradish, a daffodil, and a leek. This is what you would consider the story mode of the game. Every single room has one of those scrolls, and each of those scrolls has certain bundles. When you complete a bundle, the Junimos will give you an item, and when you complete all of the bundles in a room, the Junimo do something in the overworld. Like, if you noticed, at the bottom of the craft room one I was looking at, it said it said the reward was the repair of the bridge. All of them have something like that. The bulletin board gives you 2 hearts with everybody. That one room with the vault actually fixes the bus so that you can go to the desert area, and so on and so forth, things like that. The greenhouse is actually one of the harder ones to get, and that's why it makes me mad. Because the greenhouse is incredibly useful and you want it as soon as possible, but it's actually one of the more difficult ones for you to get. We unfortunately won't be able to do anything with that for a while, though. Seagulls! Yeah, so remember how I said that if you bought a JoJo Mart membership, it would completely change the game? Well, it does that because, like Lewis said, if one more person... Lewis can't see the spirits. Lewis doesn't know the spirits are there. So remember he said that, if one more person bought a JoJo Mart membership, he would sell the community center to them. So if you buy the membership, he sells the community center to JoJo Mart. And they completely run the spirits off. From that point onwards, progression in the game becomes a matter of money. Because rather than finding or growing items to give to the Junimos, instead what you do is you just pay JoJo Mart money straight up to get the upgrades. It is all 100% flat out gold. And of course there is the whole thing of, you ran the spirits out. This is very much a game of corporate greed versus natural world. Which I don't really mind that much, especially with all the crap that's happening nowadays. But you can buy, as far as I'm aware, you can progress through the Junimos as much as you want, but buy a JoJo Mart membership at any point. And just if you do, then you are permanently locked into that. You can no longer help the Junimos. And basically what happens is if you do that, Jojo Mart takes over the entire town. So, something to keep in mind if you're thinking of going that route. If you're good at making money or you're just interested in getting everything as fast as possible, that's a good way to do it. Because the Junimos require... The stuff the Junimos want can be very difficult to get sometimes. But it's a very soulless kind of feeling if you do that. Because it does play into the thing of, well, I didn't want to do the hard work, so instead I just paid money to make it go away. Which isn't bad in a video game, I'm just saying. Alright, so we have got this entire farm cleared out. So let's see what we can do about those bundles. Also, Robin wants us to find her axe. I don't quite remember where it is, but I'm sure we'll find it eventually. Alright, but now that we actually have cleared our farm out, we can use our stamina in the mine. Which means we can actually work on trying to get ores and stuff to upgrade our equipment. I'm just doing a curiosity glance over the town, see if I can find some of the spring foraging stuff the Junimos want. Yeah, I don't really know what they're supposed to be. Like, I really don't have any idea what the Junimos are intended to be. They look like little apples with eyeballs to me. Like, that's all that they look like. They look like they're apples with eyeballs and arms and legs glued onto them. Maybe that's what they're supposed to be, I don't know. In a sprite game like this, it can be really hard to tell. So there's Maru. I think we already had one of these, yeah. That's okay, we can just ship what we don't put in the bundle. Oh, there's another one we need. So all we're missing now is the leek. Yeah, as Oreo spoiled earlier, these are teleport statues. We eventually get the ability to make totems, which let us teleport to those statues. The totems, I've never found it really worth it. It's far less resource intensive just to get a horse and use the horse. But it's there. It's a possibility. Alright. So let's see what we can do here in the mine. Also, yeah, slimes inflict a slow debuff if you let them hit you. It's not guaranteed, but you still don't want to do that. The good news is there's no, like, bosses in this mine. All you really have to worry about is surviving the enemies. Which isn't hard now, but it's very hard later on if you're not properly equipped. Mostly you want to look for, like, those, the rocks that had, like, the copper clearly sticking out of them. It's far more efficient with your time and your stamina to just dive until you find them. You don't want to go too awful low, but you can repeat floors as often as you like. There you see how I wasn't doing any damage because it was all curled up in rock form. Luckily, and sometimes enemies can, like, hit you even if you're swinging your weapon. I don't really know what's up with that. Also, you can actually dig here in the dirt. I did that for a cave carrot, because that was one of the things that the Junimos wanted. Also, those guys are jerks. They pop out from under you on dirt like this. So you want to make sure you stay moving. So we'll just keep digging away, see if we can find the stairs. For ore bars, they require 5 of the ore and 1 piece of coal. So we've got enough for 2 bars of copper right now. Also, this level actually has music. I don't know why some of them don't. Oh, great. That can happen sometimes too, where when you hit a rock that's blocking the way and a staircase appears, so you can't actually go that way because you can't walk over them. Luckily, there's no one route. There's no. If there's only one way to get through an area, it will always be 2 tiles big, at minimum. So if that happens, you can just kind of go around. It's still kind of a pain, though. Also, here's a torch. We just kind of grabbed it because I felt like grabbing it. Here was another staircase under copper ore. Here's dead slime. It doesn't look like there's any of the little moles in that spot, so that's good. And we have enough for 3 bars. Quartz is very useful. We're gonna want to hoard that eventually. But there's actually, well, honestly, not really. Now that I think about it, if you notice that when we were fishing that one time, we got, garbage. We basically got, like, we got a newspaper. We got a newspaper. You can actually refine that into quartz bars. I don't know either. But you can refine trash like that into, quartz bars, which is what you need for stuff later on. So there's not really a point to hoarding what you can find in here. I don't know! Also, apparently that bug was holding the staircase. Either that or I just needed to kill every enemy and there was only one enemy. So, either way, it didn't really matter. Yeah, honestly, your main enemy in the mines is going to be time. Because notice, it's already 4 o'clock. Here's the funny thing though, every 10 levels, you get an item. We're gonna skip this one. We got some time, we can still dive. The level 10 item is a slingshot, and it is a stupidly useless piece of crap. Like, there is seriously no use for the slingshot at all. The problem is, the reason we're not picking it up, it's because you can't get rid of the slingshot. If you pick up the slingshot, you have it forever. Like, the best you can do is just shove it in a chest. You can't discard it, you can't sell it, you can't get rid of it. It's so stupid. And I don't know why they made that decision. Only plot-relevant items should be undroppable, and that's not plot-relevant. If they're so worried about you, like, losing the slingshot forever, why don't, like, they could just make it viable at the Adventurers Guild, like everything else is. So this is a slight problem. Like I said, they can get through the swipe of your sword sometimes. no real apparent reason. Alright, so that's the slime down. And that's the mole down. You see, we took quite a beating there. We should be alright. We're just gonna get to floor. And here's the most annoying thing. These things fly through the walls. They spawn literally out of nowhere. And they make that irritating buzzing noise until you kill them. They're incredibly annoying enemies. Oh, hello. Down we go. I don't know why the music just randomly stops on some of these mine levels. I guess tension? Uh-oh. We are running very low on energy. Yeah, that's not a good sign. Alright, we're not gonna be able to make it, so we're just gonna walk out. Energy and time. Like, time is your worst enemy in this game. But energy is pretty bad too. Also, you might have noticed that when you go to a ladder you've gone down, it just lets you walk right out of the mine. That's something I think was a fantastic addition to the game. Rather than making you climb all the way back up, if you interact with a ladder, it's just like, do you want to get out of the mine? You can say yes, and you get out of the mine. It means you can't really, like, save scum levels by going up and down, but it doesn't really matter. So here's the fun thing, and I say fun in quotation marks. If you pass out because you let it get to 2 o'clock, you still lose your items. Yeah. You still lose your items. It's kind of stupid that way. Alright, so what do I need to make that furnace with? 20 copper ore and 25 stone. Alright. So we'll go ahead and grab 20 copper ore. And then 10 more to make a furnace. And we can put stone back in until we're back to 99, because that's all we need for the Junimos. So we got a furnace now. I'm gonna move my TV over here. So here's what you do. Hold ore, interact with the furnace. It puts it in the furnace. It consumes it consumes 1 piece of coal in your inventory. So that tapper is actually what we use to get resin, syrup, and everything from the trees. Again, that's a bit advanced for where we are right now, but we can do it. Alrighty, so as you can see, the bar is now done. I don't know the exact amount of time it takes for the bars to finish, but also you can see we didn't get a reward for the furnace one. Some games don't give you, some of the quests don't give you rewards. Also, here's Marnie. She came here to give us a cat. Poor little kitty. You can actually turn it down, but I don't know what that does because I've never wanted to do it. So we will adopt the cat. I'm not letting the name votes go I'm naming him Ruffy after my kitty cat. And Ruffy is our kitty forever. Ruffy actually sleeps inside. And we can pet him and get him to heart at us and meow at us. Oops. And we actually, since we have to actively attempt to get a calendar, we get reminders of festivals. So if we go into the town square, which is just the main area of the town between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m., we get to do the egg hunt. It's actually really worth doing. It's not all that hard if you know what you're doing. It's actually quite fun. Also, Pierre is going to sell something we're going to want for the next spring. I don't want to waste them, so I will not... He's going to sell strawberry seeds at the festival. And I don't want to, waste the strawberry seeds. Kitty! Kitty! I don't want to waste the strawberry seeds by planting them now, before we really have, because we're missing basically half of the, half of spring if we plant them now. So I'd rather just grab a hold of them and, plant them at the beginning of next year. There is, in fact, a seed maker in this game. We just gotta advance before we can get it, and I won't be doing a whole lot of investing on, like, fertilizer and stuff until we can get the seed maker. There's just not a whole lot of point to it. So today's Friday. We want to go into Pierre's. I don't remember why we want to go into Pierre's. I just really want to go into Pierre's for some reason. Bird! Birdie! Alright. You can't actually look at this. I don't know what any of that is, but... Yeah, the community center's a dump. We will be fixing that, though. So we actually have all that we need to finish the Spring Foraging Bundle. And it tells us the bundle is complete. And that becomes a flower. If we click here, we can get the reward for it. The spring, summer, fall, winter seeds just basically let us grow random wild fruit of that, wild crops of that, I believe. I don't fully remember. I think it can also do like actual crops, but it's randomized, so. And since we got a carrot, we can put that in the exotic foraging bundle. And if we exit out, you can see the pantry's now got one. And over here, so does the fish tank. Now if you look up, this little Junimo is carrying that bundle that we finished. It's a cute little thing. It's carrying the bundle, and it's going to go up, because this is its house. This is actually where the Junimos live. So it puts the bundle in there, and then it runs away. And so here we have actually something pretty interesting. This is this is how you get the greenhouse, but it's a pain in the butt to get. So some of them are straightforward. You have a Springs crop bundle, summer crops, fall crops. So those are easy. You just grow one of everything you can possibly grow, and that. It's like, okay, that's easy. Here's the problem. The quality crops bundle is a little bit more of a pain to get. Essentially with the quality crops bundle, you have to make sure to fertilize it before you plant it. And since you don't have a seed maker, you just gotta kind of get lucky with it. Though I don't quite remember if Star Rank actually carries over, now that I think about it. I'm fairly certain it does, but it's been a while, so. We have something from spring, summer, and 2 from fall, I believe. But basically, we need to get all these. So that's annoying. Not overly problematic, that's annoying. The Artisan Bundle is a bit more frustrating. Because these are all animal products. But all of these require, crafting stations to be able to make. And fruit is something that we're not going to be able to get for a while unless we kind of cripple ourselves, which I'd rather not do. And this is the most irritating one, though, is you need the large versions of animal products, which I don't fully remember how to get, but I just remember it's not fun to get. I believe you just raise their affection and then they have a chance of giving it to you, but unfortunately the greenhouse is going to be a very long-term project. But luckily what I usually do with the greenhouse requires something we can only make much later, so it's not too bad. This is the fish tank, however. What it means by glittering boulder removed just means that that boulder we saw by the mines gets taken away. It's not very helpful. It basically means you can pan for ore. You'll get a pan item and you can like pan in the water for ore, but it's not really worthwhile. You're just far better suited to go into the mines and get it. But if you don't want to go into the mines, it's a good thing to do. But these basically mean we need to catch one of every kind of fish. So it gives you a hint, like, these are only fish you can catch at night, these are only fish you can catch in a lake, these are only fish you can catch in a river, these are only fish you can catch in the ocean, and these are fish you have to catch in special ways. It's very hard. What makes it hard is that fish not only have specific times they show up, they have specific seasons that they can show up to. Which we won't really be getting into that until I can get, I don't know why I came in here, until I can get a guide. When we actually, like, start going after the fish bundles, I will probably just have a guide open in Firefox and tab in and tab out. It means that annoying BRB screen has to come up, but I'm just not going to do that on my own. There's just too much complication. I still don't remember what I need to do with Pierre. If you want me to be totally honest, I still don't remember what it was that I needed to do. But anyway, that's that. So this is just a map. It doesn't mean anything. I like having it over the TV though. Kitty! You only interact with the kitty or the doggy once a day. I'm just looking at what I've got here. There's some decent stuff you can get. Sap goes into oh, I forgot sap goes into fertilizer. Alright, so maybe sap actually has use. Oh yeah, it's the later fertilizers that sap is worthless for. Because you require, like, very specific fish for those, but that's alright. We'll see what we can fish up today, and we'll go see if any of the fish bundles want them. Which they probably will. I forget what pool of fish is drawn on for our farm. It's either what's in Pelican Town itself or what's everywhere. I don't recall. I'm fairly certain it's what's in Pelican Town itself, so it's just river fish. And we got a broken CD. That's more of the garbage you can refine into quartz bars, which, again, don't ask me, I don't know. I just know that's how it works. Yeah, the fishing one is going to be a bit of a pain to get. But like I said, it's thankfully not pressing. Nope, and I failed. See, that's why you want to be careful with how quickly you raise or lower the bar. Because it will, in fact, it is affected by, I guess, gravity? I don't remember what, it's gravity, momentum, something like that. Yeah, luckily the reward for the fishing The reward for finishing the fishing bundle is just basically worthless to me, so... Not something we're going to be rushing. I will be trying to rush the greenhouse. They're probably just going to be getting all of the seeds I can use for it. So I don't remember where they all come from. I don't know if Pierre sells them all. I don't know if some of them only appear later in years. I don't know. But we are going to be doing our dangdest because I want that greenhouse. I think I'm going to make another chest just for like all this garbage. It's fine. Also, fun fact, if we didn't have this farm, we would only be catching garbage. I don't think I've ever caught a fish in any of the other farms. It's kind of funny, but mostly just irritating. At least at first, but once you get the ability to refine garbage into quartz, then it's a gold mine. It's just a gold mine that takes a bit. Alright, give me one more fish, come on. I want another shot at the chest. The chests have really nice things, and sometimes even have stuff you can give Gunter. That's not a fish! Neither is that. Alright, I'm moving to another spot and seeing if that helps. Stop giving me Who's throwing garbage in the river and my farm? Like, I want to have a talk with someone. Who's throwing garbage in my farm, huh? Alright, seriously? The game is making fun of me at this point. There we go. Come on, treasure chest. No treasure chest. We got a fish, at least. Come on, come on. Give me a fish with a treasure chest. Mama wants a treasure chest. Yeah, if you don't have bait, it sometimes takes a while for them to actually bite. Which we can't make bait yet, so... There we go. That noise means we got it, so now we can actually focus on getting the fish. So you catch a fish, if you got a treasure chest, it opens to let you choose whether you want what's inside of it or not. That was actually quite helpful, because like I said, you need one piece of coal for every bar of ore you're trying to make. So coal is always a welcome thing. You can actually buy it in bulk from Clint, I believe. But we just don't have the funds to do that right now. Fish. Come on, I want a treasure chest with at least something decent in it, game. But those might only come from the ocean, I don't quite remember. Well, I'm fairly certain that some really good ones came from the river. So I'm pretty sure they did. Come on, give me a treasure chest. Give me a treasure chest. Or not. Now let's actually go clear that out first. Well, let's go see what we can... Oh no, it's actually a bit late for that. Alright, we'll just go ahead and ship what we grabbed. Meh. I don't care about it later and just do it all in one swoop. For some of these things, I prefer just to leave it until, to the second year. Because it's just kind of easier to start from the beginning with it. You know, actually, I wonder... I have to go to Pier today anyway. I'm gonna see if he actually has, what he has in terms of, spring crops. Because if he has the other 2 spring crops that you can do besides strawberry and, the parsnip, I'll actually just go ahead and pick one of those up. And we'll just get that out of the way right now. Yeah, you can, the way the shipping box in this game works is you can pick up, the last thing you put in. If you right-click, you can put 1 in, but you can't. Usually when you're doing anything, right-clicking puts 1 in or takes 1 out. But apparently the game is just like, no. It won't let me, like, take 1 out of the shipping thing, so I had to, just put them all in 1 by 1, keep 1 for, the Junimos, which we'll just go get them now, why not? Bunny! Bunny, 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 bunny. You can shake trees. It doesn't do anything really useful, but you can do it. Oh. Yeah, if the festival's being set up, you can't actually go. I forgot about that. I believe Pierre will also be closed today. I had forgotten about the festival. Well, we'll just kind of chill out here. Luckily, time passes pretty quickly. So, so what do you think so far? I really like Stardew Valley. I think it does a lot of nifty things, and a bunch of it is stuff I like in Harvest Moon itself. There are just some things I kinda wish it did a little better, like the item drops. There are some things with the mines that I don't fully like. But it's a really good game. Also, I said it before, but the fact that the festivals are basically worthless irritates me too. So here we can buy stuff. I'm going to buy 6 strawberries. So I figure, why not? I'll just go ahead and plant one of them this year. So you can talk to people here. It doesn't really do anything, but you can talk to them. Also, apparently Pam spiked the punch. Which, Pam, don't do that. Yeah, this is, if you weren't very good at hunting people out, this would be the first time, you've ever seen some of these people. And you talk to Mary Lewis to get things started. I wish the plush bunny wasn't so expensive. If it was less expensive, I'd actually be tempted to pick it up. But I kind of want to save my money for important things now. So you can see you got a bunch of people. You got Haley talking with Alex. You got the Dr. Harvey over here. And pretty much everyone is just in this one contained area. So we're gonna see if I remember how to do the egg hunt. This should be fun. So the rules are pretty simple. There are eggs hidden all over this part of the city. You can actually see them if you're paying attention. The thing about this is what you're gonna need to do is you need to grab 9 eggs or more. If you don't, Abigail will win. If you do, you will win. So we have kind of a hard limit of what we need to find. And we only have, I think it's a minute to find it in. If you said it, I didn't notice. So you don't just kind of run around. You just right-click the eggs to pick them up. So maneuver around, find the eggs, grab them, and don't dilly-dally. Also note the graveyard can only be entered from this side. So, oops, I didn't mean to read that. So I'm just grabbing some extra eggs for insurance, basically. I'm fairly certain that the limit is 9, though. If you get 9 eggs, you win. We will see. Lewis continues being an old man. Also, yeah, basically, 4 adults competed into this with 2 kids, and we crushed the kids. You get a straw hat for your first time winning this, but every time you win this afterwards, you get 1,000 gold. Which, it's a free 1,000 gold for actually something fairly easy to do. So you can just put the hat on. We're wearing a straw hat. Yeah, basically it's like, ha ha, stupid children. So we should actually be able to shop in Pietro. From Pietro. Today. So we'll just waste time until it's time to go to Pietro. Yeah, and the degradation of your tilled places doesn't really mess around. It starts immediately. I don't really like the straw hat all that much, because it's a little bit wonky with the hairstyle sometimes. Also, Dad sent us 500 gold. Thanks, Dad! I'm just gonna go ahead and, just dump it in the chest. We'll head down to the sea and see what we can forage up there while waiting for Pietro's to open. Why are you calling him Pietro? Waiting for Pierre's to open. Yeah, the stuff you can forage kind of respawns randomly, so you're never really quite sure when it'll actually come back. And they finally gave me something I can actually give to Gunther. A very creepy doll. Yeah, any artifacts you get for the first time, we'll just say Gunther can tell you more about this if you donate it. Any items you pick up again, though, like if I found another ancient doll after I donated this one, it would actually have a proper summary on it. See, there's nothing on the beach. Oh, there's an oyster. Yeah, basically, the higher your foraging skill, the better the stuff you can pick up, or the better chance you have for it to be something better. There's actually an ability, I don't quite remember what tree it's in, where you can pick up purple quality stuff. Because you can't normally forage purple quality stuff. You have to pick that, that skill if you want it. So Pierre's will be open by the time we get up over there, so let's go ahead and head back that way. See what we can get from him. Hey buddy, what you got for me? Alright, so he does actually seem to have quite a few. I'm gonna go check the Junimos and see which ones they want. Because if I actually can hammer this out this year, I've got just enough time to do it, I believe. Bird! Also, look, you can see that there's little Junimos in front of the scrolls now, but like I said, they're shy. They run away if you walk up to them. I don't really know why, because you learn later they actually like you a lot, so I'm not overly certain why they, this is not what I wanted to check. I'm not really certain why they run away from you. Here we go. So green bean, a cauliflower, and a potato, so I didn't actually have to buy that extra strawberry, but you know what? I don't care. We will have strawberries this year, damn it. So we grab one of each, so we want to grab 10 parsnips, and then we'll grab one of each of the others from Pietro. From Pierre. Good grief. Hi, George. He's actually quite a nice old man. He just has a reason for being curmudgeon-y. I didn't mean to buy that many. But sure. Why not? I'll need to remember to give the ancient doll to Gunther later, but I would actually like to get, get this stuff planted first. I believe we have enough to get, a coop, but I don't quite want to do that yet. Okay, that would make 12 parsnips. Potato, cauliflower, strawberry, bean pole. Actually, let's do this. We'll go ahead and get rid of that. Water that. Now, I'm actually going to do something a little bit here. Actually, I sold all my sap, so I can't make fertilizer. Well, we can actually kind of fix that. But yeah, when it says that it needs to be mixed into tilled, also we've got this weird cutscene here, where they're just talking about how bad the sewer smells. No, you don't! It's nasty and gross. What was I saying? Alright, when it says mixed soil, basically you can still plant, you can, mix it, it doesn't matter what order you plant or fertilize. But you have to fertilize within the first day of planting them. Because it won't work if the plant is already growing. Also, yes, there is in fact a monster in the sewer. Go figure. And it scares the living daylights out of me, too. And we're just here. Yeah, that was my thought when I first saw this. I was like, that is so gross. Don't stand in that. What's wrong with you? We'll just chop down some trees here in the forest. Also, one thing I find kind of weird is NPCs will get mad at you if you stand in their way and prevent them from walking. I'm not really certain why they don't just phase through you after a little bit, but there you go. Alright, so how much do I need for this? 2 sap. So I had, what was it? 10, 15, 16. So I need to keep going until I can get 16. I guess turnabout is fair play is fairly true, now that you point it out. I've never seen something like that before, so it just kind of mystified me a little bit. The thing about fertilizer is it lasts, either until... Birds! It lasts until you harvest the crop or until a certain amount of time has passed, depending on what type of crop it is. So I just need 2 more sap. And we'll be good to go for a little while. Also, you don't, like, feel bad about chopping stuff down in the forest. The trees at least grow back. The trees always grow back. I don't really know about the bushes, but I assume they do. Bird! I assume they do. Because, there are actually certain types of foraging items you can only get during a very short time frame. Blueberries and blackberries. No, blueberries you grow. Well, there are certain things you can only get from bushes. Oh, no, I guess you can't do it. That's... I thought they fixed that. I am a bit like Doug. Squirrel! You forget, I do that for every animal we see, not just birds. I did it for frogs, too. Like, I'm not, like, this isn't me playing it up. I literally do that when I play games like this. I just go, bird! And run towards it. Alright, so we'll just go ahead and store all this, since... apparently you do actually have to use it first. I thought they fixed that. But I guess not. Oh well. Gunter's is closed. So we're just gonna go ahead and end the day a little early. We need to have enough fertilizer to use it starting next year.
Good night, Courtney. I'm going to sleep now.
Alright. Well, we got to day 15, so, the game saved, so we'll actually go ahead and call it quits here. I really like this game. I think it's a very charming, very fun, very interesting game. So, maybe next time we'll do some more. We'll see if we can get through the rest of spring. Later!